Get ready, Ohio. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to the Buckeye State. And to kick things off, you can get started with $100 in free bets as an early sign-up bonus. Plus, when you sign up today with promo code OhioSB, you'll be all set for when FanDuel goes live in Ohio. Then you can bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports with $100 in free bets. Just download FanDuel's top-rated sportsbook app. It's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Ohio, this is your chance to get in on the action. Join today with promo code OhioSB. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Ohio. Bonus issued in non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after FanDuel accepts its first real money sports wager in Ohio on 1/1/23. Unique user identity verification required. Offer ends on the go-live date. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ring in the holiday with gifts, decor, and more at Lowe's. Save on top DeWalt gifts this holiday, like the 20-volt Max brushless 2-tool drill kit. Was $229, now $149. And choose a DeWalt 20-volt Max brushless drill or impact driver kit. Both are $99 for a limited time. Browse online, then come join the holiday excitement in store. Start your holiday shopping now at Lowe's. Valid through 2/1/23.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast. Daily Show. Trying to discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. That's difficult to explain to people. At the wedding the other night, Sunday. What's your podcast about? I go, it's always, I don't know why. I just always feel sheepish. When I say, well, I describe it as, I talk about news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. And they always like, that sounds like shit. I don't know. Maybe I need to change that up or something. Whatever. It's gotten me this far, I guess. You know, maybe I could be further. So thank you so much for being here. From the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio, yet again. Yesterday culminated with yet another trip to a physician for the NFK. Man, I had the hardest time getting this through his head as to why this was. I think that there's a stigma about your skin. I have a dear friend named Adam Deggy, who I'm going to be with on Friday, who his life was turned upside down because of skin cancer. And so he's constantly reminding people, get your skin checked, people. Get your skin checked. You know, moles and shit like that. And so the NFK, most recent general doctor visited, he's like, hey, yeah, Kevin, you got to get your skin checked. We go, yeah, sure. So set up the skin appointment. And then when it finally showed up on the calendar, hey, you got a guy. I actually made the appointment with a guy. And I see it and I go, what the fuck is this? I had no memory of it. So I actually called the physician. I go, yes. And I asked, I go, are we scheduled for it? Yes, you are scheduled. What does this doctor specialize in? And they go, skin. Oh, okay. And I barely remembered it. So we rescheduled it, and that happened yesterday. Was the actual day. So I made the mistake, as I told you about, of neglecting to warn him about this ahead of time because it takes time for him to wrap his mind around it. And he was none too happy when I told him we had a afternoon appointment with this doc. And he's like, oh, boy. And I'm like, oh, shit, this is going to be rough. We finally head out down the road. We get in there, and this place is it's the smallest waiting room, and it's just packed with patients. Everybody's got cancer. Just loaded down with cancer growth on these people, on their skin. That's not true at all. Okay, so we get into the room, and we're getting some information about him. And I had said to him on the way there, again, I made it very, very clear. I go, this all happens because your general doc said, look, we want people to start getting their skin checked more. So you just go in, he has a look, and then you're good to go. Now, as I look at this on the live stream, sweet Sarah, that's the guy. This old Nazi is the same. Your doc that you go to is the guy that I was with. And so, yeah, this dude, he's about 101 or 102. I believe a former SS Nazi physician who conducted experiments on people. Thick accent. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we're going to see a raid here. Finally, someone's going to catch up with this guy. And you're going to see him in shackles on court TV at The Hague being accused of war crimes. Before that guy comes in, though, the nurse is asking questions. And I think we've got some growth here because typically, even though I tell the guy why we are coming in, and I do that so that when they ask him, why are we seeing you today, he can answer. So I don't have to. And every time he puts his hands out and, I don't know. But this time, he did it. Like, oh my God, breakthrough. Fuck yes. I don't have, because then I have to like clean up the mess and like, oh, well, actually, yeah, there is a reason. It's because the general doctor suggested we come see him, get his skin checked in a preventative way, whatever. That's all he has to say. And he did it. This time, he did it. I was so proud of him. And then she's doing the old getting background. Now, I talked to you about the last doc we met, the liver doc. They're asking him questions about his health. And he gets all pissed off because they're asking him questions about his health. So I was worried about that, too. And this is a young assistant, you know. And she starts asking questions. And I'm like, oh, God, she's about to get screamed at right now. Here we go. Nope. He is learning to behave in public. He got half the information wrong, but I had to jump in. She goes, do you have any chronic conditions? And he's had epilepsy his whole life. Nope. I go, he's epileptic. And she asked, do you have any liver problems? Nope. I'm go, no, you do. You have early stage cirrhosis. So, do you drink? Nope. And I'm like, well, he just quit. He used to drink like a fish. And he's looking at me like I'm an asshole. I'm like, hey, dude, look, don't fucking get lippy with me. I am simply providing. I'm not doing it to tattle on you, fuckface. I'm doing it because they're asking. You can't fucking tell them the wrong answer. And then he's got this big-ass fucking fleshy growth on his head that just sprung up. And point that out. And I go, okay. Now, typically, when docs come in, they give you, they say, okay, hello, I'm Dr. Nazi. And with me is, and, you know, they explain who's there because he's got like a physician's assistant who's being trained and then another guy who's shadowing for some reason. We don't know who the fuck they are. No one tells us this. I get this information after. So, yeah, whatever. And this old school doc, this guy has seen it all and done it all. Not only, I cannot get behind the joke that he's actually a Nazi. He's not, but that's what I pictured. Because the dude he's super old. Okay? Super, super old. And he comes in and he just takes one look and He goes, okay, take your shirt off. Takes a look at his back. He goes, everything's benign. He just takes one look at it. He goes, all harmless. All the little marks on his back, that everybody gets. Those are all harmless. Okay, what's next? This on my head. He goes, yeah, I'm going to burn that off. And then Kevin goes, what about this one? He goes, yeah, we're going to get that off too. So they like push a button on the wall, and this thing starts to get hot. That's going to like burn the shit off. And then the room is going to be filled with the smell of burning flesh. And Nazi Doc is like, oh yeah, that takes me back to my glory days. And so they take like they numb it up, give him a little shot here, and then psst, done. That's it. The whole thing took like 30 seconds. Clippy on the other one. Stop the bleeding. Done. He goes, yeah, I want to see you in a year. That's it. Perfect. Quick and painless. Him and I look like lovers. We both walk in wearing sweatshirts. That's all I wear is hoodies and sweats and Crocs. And him, same thing. He's got sweats, Green Bay Packers sweatshirt, Crocs. And then me, same thing. We are husband and wife. And that is my husband. This is what everybody thinks, that I am married to a special needs old man. Not one person in that waiting room thought that I was his brother-in-law. That's okay. Success. We got out of there quickly. And the deal is, when these moments start, he's so pissed off that he has to do this. But by the time we get out of there, he's just so thankful. Absolutely thankful. It all went off great. Okay, that ends. Diana comes home, and she says, we have to go to a visitation. I'm like, who died? I actually knew this, but she had to remind me. Dear friends that used to live across the street in our old neighborhood, mom or dad died, and Dad was awesome. Actually helped Diana and I out a few times with some repairs years ago on the old house, and he passed. It was a bummer. The couple, they were very young when we met them. They had purchased their first house right across the street from us in the old neighborhood. I'll never forget. I pull up in the driveway, and first thing I see is two little kids. But they're not little. They're like tall. And I thought, oh, okay, a couple of 5-year-olds, a couple of 5 or 6-year-olds. And then I see Dad and Mom get out, and they look, something was wrong. Something was amiss. I couldn't quite place it. Shortly thereafter, I walk across the street with Diana, and we introduce ourselves. Now, I'm barely 5'8", and Diana's 4'11". Dad is 6'8", and Mom is 6'3", 6'4". The kids are approaching Diana's height, at least as far as I remember. It might have been a little shorter than that. The kids are 18 months. And I'm like, what is going on here? That's when I started to be introduced to Dutch people. Because where I grew up in Michigan, there are no Dutch people. We didn't allow those people into Detroit. The only people that are allowed in Detroit are Polacks and Italians and Arabs. No Dutch. So I'd never interacted with a Dutch person in my life. And I see these the tallest people in the world are Dutch. I don't know why. They're just tall. Tall and lean and blonde. And so I'm like, oh, hey. He goes, hey, I'm Pete. I go, hey, Pete. And there's Andrea. Awesome. Great. Love them. Tallest family ever. They have 4 beautiful children. By the time they were 2, they were taller than Diana and I. This was the guy who went. Do you remember there was a time when I was in the radio? There was a story where, and I got so much shit for it. I hurt myself somehow. I was simply closing a drawer with my foot, and suddenly there was this intense pain, and I still to this day don't know what happened, but I couldn't walk. The dude, Pete, whom I called Pumpkin, I think I called him that because Peter, Pumpkin Eater, so I started calling him Pumpkin. Pumpkin comes in, and he has to carry me like a baby out of the home. Oh, my God. So I said, I see Pumpkin yesterday. I go, hey, Pumpkin. And he goes, hey. And then, you know how you're at a visitation. Hey, you remember that time when, and I brought that up. And he goes, yeah, I'm still trying to forget. Holy shit. Okay. So we walk in to the funeral home for the visitation. And, it's like land of the lost, giant people. Everybody's Dutch except us. And, so they're all looking down at us. Walk in, and these 2 boys that were, when they were 18 months, are now taller than their parents. I think the one is like 8'4", and the other one's like 8'2". And I'm like, oh my God. What the hell happened? Incredible. Super soldiers. That's what they are. Super soldier. One's actually going to the National Guard. He's a super soldier. Strength of 10 men. Never seen anything like it. They have 2 daughters. They're both giants. Super athletes. Super brains. The Dutch are God. They have to be considered for God's chosen people. I know everybody's been saying like, oh, yeah, the Jews are God's chosen people. The Arabs are like, oh, fuck you. It's us. It's the Dutch. It's got to be. They're bigger than everybody else. If they wanted to take over the world, they could. I walked up to Andrea, gave her a hug. I was face to face with her knees. Diana, same thing, ankles. Pete, I'm like, hey, Pete! Yeah, oh, hey, how are you? Holy shit. After a while, we left. I ran into the lady who bought our home, our old home, across the street from them. Her name is Stacy. She's just, I love her so much. And I'll never forget it because when I sold her that house, she, I forgot what happened. Something was, she didn't like, I told her I wouldn't mess around with the price. I said, because she was renting it from me. I said, when you're ever ready to buy it, just let me know. And I'll sell it to you. And I'll just give you a fair price, and that's the end of it. Now we're very close. But when I sold it to her, I threw a price at her, and she goes, I thought you said you were going to be very fair. And I was like, oh, fuck. I folded. Oh, did I say that? No, I meant to say this price. That's why you don't sell to friends. You know, you don't want to hurt the relationship. So I always cave. I always do. I caved. Gave it to her for a bargain basement price. The home is worth twice now what it was. Pretty much damn near what it was. Because when I sold it to her, the market was in the dumper. I see her. I go, I want to buy that house back. Do you do this? I've talked about this before. I want all of the homes that I've lived in. I just do. It's all nostalgia. Oh, my God. I want to go back. I want to own my old cars. I want to own my old homes. I mean, not the actual cars. Like, buy ones that are just like them. This is fucked up. Why? And for some reason, I just like the idea of it. I want to own the home that when I was born in Detroit, lived there for 2 years. I want that home. I don't even remember that home. I have no idea anything about that home. The home that I grew up in Warren, city of Warren, I want that home for sure. First home ever bought in Midland. Oh, fuck yes, I want that one. The one in Tennessee, well, there was two. I rented one. I don't want that one. The other one I bought, I do want that one. The story about the home in Tennessee. By the way, I need questions for Dear Meathead. Eric@ericzaneshow.com. Subject line, Dear Meathead. Please send them along. Got a few, but I need more. Always need more. The Tennessee home, these two dudes bought it off of Diana and I. And they said, yeah, we're brothers. And they introduced themselves as brothers. But they weren't. They were lovers. And the story goes that, so they weren't brothers, but they were like a couple. They're gay. And the story goes, because they revealed this to us. The first person that they, when they decided that they were going to come out of the closet, they were introduced to another couple, and they said, yeah, this is so-and-so. We're lovers. Which, first of all, who the fuck introduces themselves as lovers? But the person that they were introduced to then introduced them as brothers, misheard, and introduced these two, Bill and somebody, I forgot the other guy's name, I think he's dead, introduced them as brothers, and they looked at each other like, no, we're not brothers, we're lovers. They must have misheard us. So then they went with that. They kept referring to themselves as brothers. They took it as, it's a sign from God. We should not reveal to the world that we're lovers. We should reveal to the world that we're brothers. And the thing is, they both looked the same. So it was because they both weighed about 500 pounds. So they look like the two dudes on mini bikes in the Guinness Book of World Records. So it was conceivable, plausible that they were brothers. They just were both fat. But no, they were lovers. Now, can you imagine if you get introduced to a couple of dudes who both weigh about 5 bills and they are introduced to you and they say, yeah, we're lovers. You're going to puke in your mouth. Fuck me. All right. We need about $2,000 right now for the Great Food Giveaway. We got about 2 or 3 more donations yesterday. Thank you to the latest, Aaron. Thank you for that, Aaron S. You're so kind. Thank you for the donation. And then I talked with you about a rainbow flag Jeremy coming through. Kelly D. dropped $50 on us. Thank you, Kelly D. I have not yet, and I did this by mistake, posted this on Facebook. But I think we're doing okay, considering the fact that of the 5,570 we needed, we now only need about 2,000. So we're pretty close to 3,500 raised. Awesome. I am going to take this to Facebook and make a post about it. So I will get after that. The Venmo PayPal thing is no different than like a GoFundMe, okay? Except GoFundMe's not getting any of the money. Yes, I know it sounds strange. It is going directly to me, and then I'm keeping a full accounting of it, and then, of course, showing you exactly how much money we have raised and talking about it, and then making the purchase. Here's the receipt with the money that it cost for 200 meals on the Great Food Giveaway, and then, boom, that's how we're doing it. So if you do want to help out, and I seriously, I've been getting these great donations of 50, 60, 40, 30, 150, 200. If we just small amounts, if everyone does small amounts, I mean, you can give as much as you want because anything left over goes to kids' food basket. We appreciate that. But if you just do $5 or $10, perfect. That's great. Strength in our numbers. Venmo at Eric, ERIC -ZEITUNIAN. I know, that's weird. PayPal at Eric Zane Show. If you do PayPal, please do it as a gift. And then there's no fees taken out of it. Good. Stevie says, make sure you use your M perks on that purchase. You're damn right. So we're off and running. 200 hams, 200, actually probably like 400 cans of vegetables for the meal, 200 bags of potatoes, 200 jars of gravy, 200 packages of King's Hawaiian rolls, 200 pies. That's a Christmas meal. All boxed up by the side of the road at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, 3 p.m. on December 22nd. That's a Thursday. People pull up, we put the food in there, and yes, off we go. Thank you so much for all your help. We love you. And then Kyle says, are we going to Bosco's afterwards? Well, yeah. I don't see why not. That sounds like a great idea. That is the plan. All right. And we need volunteers, too. Thank you, as always, for all the support. If you're just listening to the audio podcast, in the show notes, I have all that information if you do want to help out. Once again, dear Meathead, Eric at ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliner Striping inbox if you have questions. I'm thinking I might have to smash the Zenith here. Things are starting to sound weird. Hang on. Check, test. Hello. All right. If you're enjoying the show on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, I'm going to cut you loose. Join me on Twitch. Just log in, download the Twitch app, TWITCH. Download that app. Very simple. Create a little username so you can interact on the chat. And then off you go. Follow the show and subscribe to it so there's no commercial interruptions. You can subscribe with your Amazon Prime account and it's free. Otherwise, it's $5.99 or don't do it at all. Totally up to you. And then you get the show free. But there's an ad here and there that plays during the show. All right. So I'm going to cut you loose. Thank you on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube for following. And as always, the audio podcast is available for download on all of the podcasting platforms. You guys are the best. Just search Eric Zane Show and subscribe. If you ever want to email me, drop me a note on the Shoreliner Striping inbox, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Facebook and Twitch, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT, and YouTube brought to you by Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. See here. Dear Meathead, I think we have two. Oh, boy. Yeah, we have two questions on Dear Meathead, which I use this as a reminder that I do count on you guys to ask some simple, pithy questions for my dad. Otherwise, I have to fabricate them off the top of my head, and what fun is that? So if you have anything going on in your life at all, you need advice on anything, maybe you're getting ready to make a big decision, maybe there's some projects around the house you want taken care of and you need advice from Dad, please send it along, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. So there you go. If I don't read your question, it's too clumsy and you're reaching too far. It's too much of a stretch. You realize this is a dementia patient. So now he loves you. He wants your questions, but you got to make them pithy. Pithy. If they're not read, they're not pithy. So, or it's just too much. I protect them because some of these questions I love you, but I can't get them caught up quick enough. You ever bring somebody in on something and they look at you like, wait, what? Back up. Sometimes that happens, so I don't like him to feel that way. So just keep that in mind as we go. All right. Moving on. Shark Week is being accused of being mean to sharks. And Shark Week is being accused of being racist. The Washington Post published a report Monday going after Discovery Channel's Shark Week programming. Because you know how they show a clip of a shark and then they have an expert speak on it? Too many of the experts are white guys. So somebody did some type of study. Somebody had way too much time on their hands and watched all of the episodes for all of the years of Shark Week to write a report and then presented it to the Washington Post, a very liberal publication, and said, yeah, we can go back after white guys again. Now, I consider myself reasonably open-minded. If I'm presented with logic, I try to think like that. I'll discern, I'll scrutinize. But this is one of the biggest piles of dog shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Now, I don't want to be the guy that says, yeah, you see the biggest minority is a white man. I don't want to do any of that shit. But this is so fucking stupid. Too many white males on the episode surrounding Shark Week. And it's so they're being slammed for that, and they're being slammed because they're peddling negative messages about sharks. So think of the sharks. And do we really need to be thinking about the sharks? Apex predator in the water. Who gives a shit about the feelings of the shark? The report highlighted a study done by the Public Library of Science, led by Allegheny College biology professor Lisa Whitenack. The project observed that Discovery's programming emphasized negative messages about sharks, lacked useful messaging about shark conservation. And for that, I say, who gives a fuck? And for overwhelmingly featuring white men as experts, including several with the same name. Now, this Lisa Whitenack thinks that this is a problem. So she's pissed off about two things. Think of the sharks, and there's too many white guys. Before delving into the study, the Washington Post, and this is a Fox News story reporting on how the Washington Post is presenting. So full disclosure here. So it goes, whoever this person is, this Lisa Whitenack, she published it. Washington Post promoted it by talking about it. Fox News making fun of it. Me absorbing all of it and also attacking. I don't have any problem with Fox News on this. This is actually why they're here. This is a great thing for them to talk about. I love that they're talking about this bullshit. Before delving into the study, the Washington Post provided a brief introduction on whiteneck, noting that the biologist, quote, loved sharks as a kid and watched Shark Week every summer. Okay. By the way, below it is a related story. Australian teenager sent flying into the air after great white takes massive bite out of his surf ski. However, the piece stated when the scientists appeared on her TV screen, she rarely saw any women she could look up to. She's like, that's a problem. I can't look up to anybody because they're not my color and gender. In this case, gender. Why is it that we can't look up to someone because of their educational background or thoughtfulness or thoroughness in covering what they're covering? Are you telling me, whoever this lady is again, this Lisa Whitenack, that you can't just look at the person who has knowledge and say, that's great. I can really appreciate that. I hope to one day have that much knowledge in my field. You have to start with, oh, no, I can't possibly absorb anything this person says because it's not a chick. Fuck that shit. I look to women every day for knowledge. I'm a woman myself. Why do you have to start with, I feel badly because a man's telling me? We got to get past that shit. Thinking about that later in life, she lamented, I don't come from a family of scientists. I didn't see very many people that looked like me on television. Aww. As an adult, Whitenack decided to explore these misconceptions as the Post characterized them. The piece claimed, quote, when the pandemic lockdowns came in 2020, Whitenack saw an opportunity to study the source of her old misconceptions. So she's like, the pandemic's here. What do I do with my time? I could better myself, maybe go back to school, maybe help my community. No, I'm going to watch every fucking episode of Shark Week to try to pinpoint how many men are talking to me. White guys. What an asshole. Was Shark Week feeding audiences the wrong messages about sharks? And who studies them? The question prompted Whitenack's study. The report stated, Whitenack, get this, she brought in a team of people, what she describes as researchers, translation, people with no lives, to examine all of the Shark Week episodes that have aired since 1988 to 2020. 32 years. Yes, that pause was when I was doing the math. 32 years of Shark Week episodes. My God. Is there nothing better to do with your time? You asshole. In addition to the study revealing the programming's negative depiction of sharks, again, so what? It featured more white experts and commentators named Mike. Stop calling me Mike. Yeah, stop calling me Mike. More white experts and commentators named Mike than women. Noted Associate Arizona State University conservationist David Schiffman, the study's co-author. So Lisa Whitenack, she called upon a colleague, this David Schiffman, and said, yes, of course, let's get after it. Well, we've got all this time during the pandemic. Let's watch all this Shark Week shit and take note. And they're calling it a study. And the people that are watching this shit are researchers. No, they're a bunch of fucking idiots who've got way too much time on their hands who don't know what else to do with it. Schiffman, the Arizona State idiot, implied that this may be due to discrimination on the part of Discovery Channel. He said, When there are hundreds of people of color interested who work in this field, and when my field is more than half women, maybe it's not an accident anymore that they're only featuring men. Well, is that true? I mean, that's my first question. I think if you're going to do a quote-unquote study and research this, I think the first thing you need to do before you go watch all of the Shark Week episodes and determine that it's racist is you need to find out every single man and woman who is an expert in the world today on sharks. And then give me some numbers. I need stats of let's just say there's 10,000 people that are shark experts in the world. I need to know the total number. That would be 10,000. And then the exact percentages. Break it down by demographic. Who is doing what? White, black, woman, man. And give me those stats. Now, if it's equal, but in Shark Week episodes, it's all men, like you say, all right. Okay, maybe. But you're not doing that. You're just saying, oh, yeah, there's tons of blacks and women, and they're not on the show. Well, give me some fucking hard data, asshole. That's how you back up your claim with an actual number. But did you do that? No. He just sat around and watched fucking Shark Week and said it's racist and mean to sharks. Get the fuck out of here. This is so stupid. The Post noted Discovery has yet to comment on the findings, though they rejected responding to findings from a preliminary version of the study in 2021, claiming it has yet to pass any scientific approval. Yeah, because it's not science. Oh, but you just sat and watched reruns, you idiot. You need numbers for it to be scientific. My God. Maybe everyone or most people that are into this type of study are white dudes. We don't know because you didn't determine that. You should have started there. This still would be a stupid study and a waste of time. Like, who gives a shit? But at least you had that. And then if that happened, Shark Week's racist. And then the world shrugs and goes, who gives a shit? Let's watch some sharks. According to the quote-unquote study, the trend persisted throughout almost all of the television event's history. Over 90% of the 229 experts featured in 201 Shark Week episodes were white, the study found, and about 78% were male. My God. The piece quoted minorities in Shark Science's co-founder and biologist Carly Bohannon. Boy, so she runs the group called Minorities in Shark Sciences. Why didn't you bang on her door and say, give me some numbers, Carly? I mean, how many people are we talking about here? Carly praised the study for putting numbers to her and her colleagues' longstanding concerns about diversity in both the media and shark science. Bohannon stated, we all grew up seeing one type of person on TV. Shark Week was really the biggest thing, and it was always filled with white guys. All right, but no one's really giving us any data. No one gives a shit. It might be you should have run out that ground ball. Lisa Whitenack. Not really, I don't give a shit. This is kind of silly that I'm even talking about it. But the cupboard was bare this morning, so I had to start somewhere. All right. So no, Shark Week's not racist. At least not in my opinion as of right now. Now, if the highly touted organization of, what the fuck is it called again? Minorities and Sharks or whatever the fuck. Minorities in Shark Sciences came out with hard data, and I read it. I'd be quick to take back everything I've said, but this is stupid. And about being mean to sharks, my God, these things eat people. And I know all the numbers, but you got a better chance of getting hit by a freight train while you're getting struck by lightning than you will eaten by a shark. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It's just too gruesome of a way to go, and it's worth talking about. What do you expect? if someone in New Jersey is like, let's say Kate's out in the water and a shark bites her leg off, her leg, ass, and hips. And then all of the sharks eat that, and they get so full they explode with gluttony. That's a story. Okay? Thousands of dead sharks with digestive systems exploded out into the ocean, causing more sharks to come. They eat it all. They explode. All the sharks are dead because one woman in New Jersey decided to go swimming, displacing all of the water. It was a horrible catastrophe, all fictitious. Could have been anybody named Kate. Real, alive, living, dead, all that shit. Really funny and mean, and happy I did it, frankly. All right. Oh, thank you. Hollywood's World of Sports checks in. So is Aaron Judge traded or not? I'm glad you reminded me. Some reporter posted that Aaron Judge was traded. I forgot that. What the fuck was his name? Who said that? Oh, fucking some reporter posted. Yeah, Aaron Judge is headed to the Giants, but he wrote Arson Judge. He wrote his name wrong. He was so quick. This is the biggest name in baseball, Chris. Aaron Judge is the most prolific player in all of baseball. He's incredible. John Heyman is the guy. John Heyman. Don't tell me who gives a shit. I give a shit, and it's my show. Shut the fuck up. That's it. Nothing worse than audience members telling me that shit. I give a shit, and you realize my name's on the show, asshole? John Heyman reported, Arson Judge going to the Giants. Biggest name in baseball. Then it's like, no, he's not. So he was so quick to get it out there. He fat-fingered the name, and then it wasn't correct. So I took the story and I go, oh, my God, because everyone reported it. It came across, I got a notification, Aaron Judge to the Yankees. And so I reached out to Joey Williamson, who is the biggest Aaron Judge fan on the planet. He wants to suck off Aaron Judge. And I said, you remember during the All-Star break when I told you Aaron Judge was going to be leaving the Yankees? Boom. But not so fast, because John Heyman was incorrect, I'm guessing. And now it is, the word is Aaron Judge is in agreement to return to the Yankees on a 9-year, $360 million contract per John Morosi and Ken Rosenthal. Ha, ha, ha. Holy shit. In my face. You're right. It's looking good. By the way, Hollywood's World of Sports, Joey Williamson, he just posted a podcast that might have been one of the dumber things I have ever heard in my entire life. Now, you got to understand, but when you post stuff like this, you do have potential, even though, it's a relatively, not a ton of people saw it, but if you do throw it out there, there is potential that it could be scrutinized. And you sent it to me directly on a link. He said he was going off of something that pro wrestling legend Chris Jericho had brought up. Yeah, don't try to pass the buck, because though that's true, it seemed to me like you were in support of this. And I'm going to play it for you right now. Joey Williamson. Should pro wrestling be an Olympic sport? Let's pay attention to the dumbest hot take ever.
This is Hollywood Joe from Hollywood's World of Sports, coming to you this evening with another edition of Hollywood's Hot Topics. It's been a while since I've been with you all, but tonight I want to talk to you about a really interesting topic that's been brought up over the last several
Replace interesting with stupid
days, and it has sparked a lot of discussion.
None.
And a lot of debate.
None.
And I kind of want to dive into it a little bit more.
Me too.
So recently I read a little blurb from Chris Jericho about how he wanted to go in front of the Olympic.
By the way, there is a comment that says, this Julius Marble Mouth at Maximum here. You realize he's in the room with us, and his vocal cords were damaged at a young age because of various health problems. We've actually covered this on this show in the past. But
committee and make professional wrestling an Olympic sport. And, you know, a lot of people think he's crazy, and a lot of people think the idea is absurd. I think people are like, what is he thinking? And that would never work. But let's talk about this a little bit.
So, dun dun da dun 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 bum ba da dum ba 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 da the Olympics, and then Killer Kowalski or whoever the fuck comes in, or Chris Jericho comes in with the tights, and they end up doing a pro wrestling deal where it's all fake, and you have to award gold, silver, bronze. What the fuck are you talking about?
Because it got me thinking about a lot of different things. You know, yes, professional wrestling is predetermined and it's choreographed.
Yes.
And it is planned out. The matches are planned out. And
if you're saying that this should be an Olympic sport, then that means that musicals and plays should also be an Olympic sport. So, you'll have Beauty and the Beast going up against Cats, and whoever does the best performance gets the gold medal.
You know, it's not like people might not consider it a competitive sport. But here's the thing.
You see, he's like, people might not. Here's the thing. So Joey's making an argument for this here.
Let's think about this. Figure skating. Yes, it's competitive, but it's also choreographed. They have to rehearse their moves. They have to rehearse their, I
don't know how he says this shit with a straight face.
Different techniques and, stuff like that. The same can be said with gymnastics. There is a lot of rehearsal.
So he wants this to be judged. So, we'd have like the Iron Sheik and all these other former wrestlers judging their performance. I believe that you really did a good job. It's like American Idol of selling that fake punch. That was awesome.
There's dance involved with gymnastics to a certain degree, and that has to be choreographed and has to be practiced and has to be rehearsed. And it's like any sport, really. Every sport requires a lot of practice.
That's a great hot take. Sports require practice.
But you know what? So does pro wrestling. And now people are finding it absurd that Jericho compared pro wrestling to...
Right now, Chris Jericho is like, man, no one's going to believe when I said that. And then they go, hey, one guy believes you. His name's Joey.
Figure skating and maybe even gymnastics. But really, he's not far off.
Yes, yes, he is. And you're even further.
You have to rehearse these things. You have to choreograph these things. You have to plan them. You have to practice them. Now, in pro wrestling, I understand that the results are predetermined. So how would you, let's just hypothetically say for a minute, how would you judge professional wrestling in the Olympic setting?
By how retarded it is. We're going to give this 3 retards. You win the gold. Sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry.
2 different ways. One, you could judge it based off, how well the match went from a choreographed point. Was there any mess ups?
Come on, Joey. All right. I think I could listen to the whole thing. I really could, but I've got to bring my dad in here. Joey, no, just quit it. Well, I mean, it's look, wrestling is huge. All right, it's absolutely huge. Can you just fucking stop though? Enough. Can you just take the fact that everybody loves wrestling and it's here to stay? It's bigger than ever. It's fun. I love wrestling. But what the fuck? Wrestling as an Olympic sport? I tell you what, I'll come back to that later on. All right, you're admitting. I know it was terrible. He writes, hindsight, not my best podcast. I am going, look, it's okay to go out on a limb. It really is. But you got to be more prepared. You can't say, people in sports practice. You can't do that. That's dumb. Your takeaway is sports need practice? What the fuck? Cole, Meathead, dear Meathead, WWE in the Olympics, what do you think? Holy shit. No one argues that point, so it was very original. You know what? I'll give you credit. Yeah, I was entertained hearing you be so ridiculous. That was entertaining. All right. Oh my God. Just fucking great. You know what, Joey? I'm starting to come around. This is what you need to do because you were serious there. I want you to tap into that shit and go down that road more often because that can be an extension of the theatrics of wrestling. Your dumb fuck takes about stupid shit like that was funny and entertaining, and I can break it down on this show. Mitch writes, Joey, what is your opinion on laser tag, freeze tag in the Olympics? Oh. All right, listen up. If you care for your pets the way we at the Eric Zane Show podcast household care for our pets, you will want to pay special attention. It is so important that the food you feed your dog is perfect. And I've found it. Finally, I've found it. Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend dog food. First of all, when I give it to the dogs, they are so happy and excited to get this food. I've never seen anything like it. I am not kidding you. Before they were like, oh boy, it's time to eat. And they would do it. But now it's like an absolute adventure must-have moment for them twice a day. 0 artificial preservatives, additives, fillers, or meat meal, which I guess that's a terrible thing. So if the food that you're feeding your dog right now has those things, that's not good. The first 4 ingredients in Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend: turkey, beef, salmon, and duck. 81% of the formula is premium meat sourced from North America and New Zealand. It supports your dog's youthful vitality, easy digestion, soft coat, healthy skin, and happy full life. Now, this is incredible because with French bulldogs and English bulldogs, the food that these dogs eat can really show up in their skin, how they breathe, things like that. And we've experienced a lot of negative things from different types of food over the years. But my gosh, it's like a new lease on life for these dogs since we started feeding them Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend. And I have great news. Right now, Dr. Marty's has a special offer for Eric Zane Show podcast listeners. You can get up to 54% off Nature's Blend by going to drmartypets.com. drmartypets.com/Zane. Plus, they offer a 90-day return of your purchase price. It's pantry safe, easy to prepare, and take with you when you travel. Support your dog's health and happiness with premium, artificial, preservative-free food that they'll love by going to drmartypets.com/Zane. Your dog will thank you.
At the Home Depot, we have the tools for you to give the gift of a smarter home with savings on top brands, like the Google Hub, a command center for your smart devices that raises the IQ of your entire home, or the Nest Learning Thermostat that helps you conserve energy and save on your bill. And if you don't know what to get, gift cards are a smart gift no matter what they get. So this year, gift smarter with savings on tools to make your holiday magic. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Ring in the holiday with gifts, decor, and more at Lowe's. Save on top DeWalt gifts this holiday, like the 20-volt Max brushless 2-tool drill kit. Was $229, now $149. And choose a DeWalt 20-volt Max brushless drill or impact driver kit. Both are $99 for a limited time. Browse online, then come join the holiday excitement in store. Start your holiday shopping now at Lowe's. Valid through 2/1/23.
Holy shit. All right, I am way behind on sponsors. I'll get to them a little bit later on. I'm going to bring Dad in here. Joey, that you made my day with that. And he said it to me because, oh, what do you think about this? Oh, I'll tell you what I think about that. Hello?
What are you going to think about?
Oh, yeah. What do you think about professional wrestling in the Olympics?
I think that sucks.
So you'd have like the Iron Sheik trying to win the gold medal.
Oh, God. They're taking the sports to the worst of the possibilities.
Yeah.
I used to look at sports as a really classic thing.
Right.
But no, it's crap.
Well, it's not happening. I just have a pal who really loves wrestling, and he was making the argument that, that pro wrestling could be an Olympic sport. So I had to let him off. I had to let him down and break his heart and tell him I was dumb.
It is dumb.
Yes. Well, welcome to you guys. I'm so happy that you're here. How are you?
Thank you, honey. And how are you doing?
Never better. Doing okay.
All right. And how is that beautiful wife of yours?
Oh, she's fantastic. She's doing just great, Dad.
Great. I got a good-looking family.
You do have a good-looking family.
Everyone is good-looking.
Well,
triple good-looking.
Well, look, even if we weren't good-looking, you would have to tell us that we're good-looking. You would break my heart if you said that we're ugly.
No, are you kidding?
I mean, you would have to lie to us, is my point.
No, I would not lie. I would say they are ugly.
Okay. I remember.
No, they're good looking.
I remember. I know that you don't mince words. I remember one time when I was a little chunky, I came over to visit you, and a father is the only one who can get away with this. You said, Eric, you're getting fat.
I don't remember that.
Well, And then
the day you were cooking?
no, you said, Eric, you're getting fat, and I said, yeah, I gotta get to. And then right away, I started going to the gym. So I'm glad you said something.
Wow. I'm sorry if I insulted you,
Yeah.
but
No,
fat is fat, you know.
fat is fat. I love that. And you've said that before. Fat is fat.
That's right. Skinny is skinny.
Fat is fat. Skinny is skinny.
Hey, picture this. You're fat, your dad being 460 pounds, for instance.
Right.
How would you like it?
Well, you wouldn't live past 70. You know, fat.
That's the point. I meet people, I see people and all that. You'd be embarrassed being out with your dad.
Well,
maybe.
I think the bigger thing is that it affects your mortality. You don't live as long, and I would want.
That's very factual. Yes.
I would want my family and anyone that I know and love and care about to do everything they could to take. I think our biggest responsibility on the planet is to take care of ourselves and everyone else, and we can't really take care of anyone else if we're,
Yes.
incapacitated because we're too fat.
Well, first of all, we were not born fat. We're born maybe just chubby a little.
Yeah. I don't,
And
a little chunky, but if you're so
Yeah.
fat you can't even move, that's a problem.
But as you get older and you're getting fatter and fatter and fatter, are you kidding?
Yes, you gotta learn to balance it out a little.
And fatter is only created by eating too damn much.
Fatter is, yes, that is true.
Otherwise, you don't get fat.
All right, Dad. No. I'm writing it down. Fatter is only created by eating too damn much.
Yeah.
All right. I have a question from Nathan.
Nathan.
He writes, Dear Meathead, my 10-year-old son is growing to be the kindest, most considerate person I've ever met. But then he says, but I'm worried he's going to be a little sissy. And then he says, how do I toughen him up? So,
First of all, I don't think he's going to be a sissy.
yeah, I don't. That's kind of weird, isn't it? He's suggesting the kid's going to be a sissy because he's kind.
The kindness is the beauty of godly thing that is installed in some kids or some people. Everybody is not kind.
Oh, I know.
So just cherish that.
All right.
Cherish that, and don't worry about what is going to happen. Let kindness follow its course, and let him grow up kind person.
Yeah, you can't try to be a jerk to him.
No. No.
Yeah, lighten up, Nathan. I mean, seriously.
And Nathan, don't discuss that with him all the time because he's kind. Leave him be.
Yeah, let him be kind. You can do a lot of great things when you're kind, Nathan.
Sure.
Take it from me. I'm always kind to everyone. So's my dad.
Well, hey, when I see something unusual out of line in here that bothers me, I really want to go to help.
Right on. All right, Dad. Let's move on. Jesse writes, Dear Meathead and Joanne, my wife and I are staying with my grandmother until February. Grandma,
that's a good thing.
yeah. I don't know if he's taking care of her or what, but he writes up, Grandma insists on cooking meals for us, but her cooking is terrible. How do I politely tell her that I don't want her to cook anymore?
Well, just tell her maybe, Grandma, your cooks are kind of rich for me, and I'm trying to not eat rich food. So we don't want you to cook for us anymore because that's your way of doing it, and we can't change that. You think you're doing a great thing, which you are.
Yeah.
But it's not suitable for us. Simple as that.
Couldn't you just say, hey, I tell you what, I'm making you dinner tomorrow? Just like make it like a treat. Like make it seem like he's going to pamper her maybe?
That's a good idea.
How about suck it up till February?
Well, with the joint, he'll come out with the key.
That's great. Put up with it because she likes it and it makes her happy.
Yeah, she feels important.
Yes.
That's true. I never thought of that.
I think that's the best one. Joanne, with some serious knowledge there. I love that.
Oh, she is. She will kick my butt to kingdom come with the talents that she has.
Suck it up until February is my new favorite thing. All right. Excellent.
Or eat very little and go outside and buy food outside and eat it in a restaurant.
Have you ever, like when I was telling you yesterday that I'm going to go visit the Armenians in California? I was telling you about that.
Yes.
Every time, like, we would go to eat, you remember, like, when we would go over to your mother's house, my grandma's house, and they'd serve a meal for us?
Yeah.
And some of that food we weren't used to, Of
course.
Yeah,
not.
it's very different, especially if you're not used to it. And you were like, eat it, and we're like, oh God, I don't want to eat this. Some of that stuff was a little exotic for us.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you, I don't know if I could deal with that.
What is that drink called? Dew?
Do?
Dew, yeah. It's like a sour cream yogurt milk.
No.
Yogurt and water or something like that. It's really odd.
No.
Oh,
No, not my makeup.
oh my God. It was terrible. And then they drink it there like Pepsi.
Ugh.
Oh,
Drink it, didn't you, Ralph?
No.
You told me about that before.
yeah. It
No, I don't remember
was
that.
a long time ago. Maybe it's a new concoction or something, but probably not.
I don't know. I don't remember any of that.
All right. Lisa has a question about Christmas. I think we had one last week, too, about this. But it's about traditions. First of all, when you were young, you were Christian living in Iran, a Muslim nation.
Yes.
Was Christmas celebrated in Iran by you?
It was by my family, yes.
Did they do Christmas tree and presents?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So you actually had a Christmas tree up in your house, presents, baby Jesus birthday, all that stuff?
No, not quite as elaborate as you make it sound like, because we didn't have the equipment to do all of those things. We had a tree.
Yeah.
And our tree that was made out of, the decoration was made out of paper that we glue it together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So,
We cut the paper with the strips in different colors,
yeah. And you would like,
And then-
you'd make like a
then we had
chain?
some kind of glue. We glue it together. It was quite a ordeal.
Well, yeah, that's what, you kind of make do. I mean, you didn't really have
Yes, that's what it was.
ornaments. I know you guys didn't have a ton of money, but
No.
did Grandma and Grandpa buy presents?
I don't remember too much about Grandpa.
Well, that would be
My
your
dad.
dad.
I don't remember too many things about him.
Now you've told me that there wasn't a lot of money. So was it common to like unwrap and then there's like a rock there or a pile of dirt?
I don't know if it was quite as elaborate as you said.
No. All right.
But my gift was very little. My gift, I'm trying to think. It was something I needed. It a tie.
You got a tie for Christmas.
Yeah, I needed a tie, and my mom said, "No, we can't afford it. You don't." And of course, I was very sad about it. Next thing I know, I got a tie.
Oh, okay. So she like tricked you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we did not have anything really to. I had this erector set. I don't know how I got it. You know what that is, don't you?
Oh yeah, of course. That's a.
It was how I got it. You went. Santa Claus brought it to me. I don't know who gave it to me, but it was a complete set.
Your mother gave
My mother bought it for me.
A timeless toy. That's actually.
I'll tell you, I baby that thing like babies, you know what?
Yeah, well, I mean, I can just imagine you after all the after Christmas ends, you're there and you got an erector set and a nice tie around your neck.
Yes. The tie was a different year.
Oh, okay. You could have. All right.
Yeah, erector set was erector set just for that 1 year.
You know,
I'll tell you, that was catch me out.
I tell you what, when you're when you don't have when you grow up and you don't have a lot, okay, and Christmas, all you get for Christmas is a necktie. You really learn to appreciate things when you know.
God.
You know what I mean?
Yes. My brother and I used to for toys. We had empty matchboxes.
Oh, okay. So
We use the matchboxes for lighting up the things and all that.
okay, you'd have to
The
use.
matches.
Yeah.
We use the matches and then we use the box. When it runs out, they give us the box.
Yes, and then you have to use your imagination, which is something people
yeah.
don't do. They just don't do that.
Absolutely, and those are cars.
We should reserve one day a year, like right around Christmas, where we do a reenactment of Armenian Christmas, and basically just give each other garbage.
Absolutely. That you and I call it garbage now, but it was beautiful gift.
Right. Like I'll give Joanne a piece of tin foil.
Yeah, right.
I'll give you some match.
I'll tell you.
Yep.
You guys don't know what poverty is.
Right. I'll give Diana a package of rotted cabbage.
Yes. Oh my God.
All right. Very good. That is from Lisa. She loves you guys.
Lisa, that was a good situation that you brought on.
It was a nice question. Yes.
To discuss, right.
Matt Kuipers writes, Dear Meathead and Joanne, first of all, I love you very much, he writes.
Thank you. God bless you.
And he says, I have a coworker that always seems to go to the boss and tell tattletales whenever anybody talks negatively about the boss. Most of it are just gripes, like normal work talk. What should I do about this Mickey Mouse person? Thank you very much. Signed, Matt.
Well, Matt, there's nothing you really can do to change the makeup of a human being. If a guy is a tattler and does what he does, that it's not a good thing, just don't talk with him about anything. Just simply don't just figure he's never in front of you.
Yeah, give it. Don't share anything with him. Just keep
Don't
quiet.
share nothing. Don't even. Maybe you say hello to him once in a while.
Okay.
Really, because you know down deep what's going to happen. He's going to go. This dude is going to go do the tattletaling.
Yeah. Shun that person. Chris suggests you shun that person. Don't say anything to him.
Yeah, it's just like you give a loaded gun, to a person and tell him, "Don't you ever fire this." Well, he's going to fire it one of these days.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean,
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So there we go. Keep your distance.
Yeah, hey, ignore the hell out of them.
All right.
And then if this is it, what's wrong with you? So, well, you know, this is it. When we talk to you about things, you go ahead and tell the boss. We don't want that.
All right. Very good. I'm trying to see if we have any closing words here. If any last minute questions coming in, I'm clean in that regard. I want to go over some of the things you said, Dad. I took some notes early on. You said wrestling sucks as an Olympic sport, which a lot of people agree with. Fat is fat. You've said that before. Fatter is only created by eating too damn much.
Yep.
And kindness is the beauty of a godly thing.
Yes.
All true. All right. And I think I actually had one more question come in.
Okay.
Ryan writes, Dear Meathead, my mom has a detached single-stall garage, about 280 square feet. It needs a new roof. I had an accident where I hit my head a few years ago falling off a ladder, and ever since then I have a hard time getting from the ladder to the roof. Anyway, it seems wasteful to me to have a roofing company come do it when I know I can do it. Any advice? So basically, he doesn't want to get up on the roof, but he does know how to replace a roof. But he can't really, I think he's afraid to get up there, you know?
Well, I really don't blame him for that because often enough, heights of this nature. I know I used to climb up the rope.
Oh, yeah.
That's nothing that about being cautious about things. But the roof should not be dependent of the steepness of a roof.
Right.
You know,
I don't know that, but either way, he's a little bit apprehensive to get up there. So should he just suck it up and put the new roof on and get over it, or does he need to hire it out?
No, I think he should hire it out.
Yeah.
Because I would feel the same way as he does. But according to Joanne, garage roof, if the garage roof is not a high roof, I don't think there should be a problem.
Yeah, I think he's kind of in his own head. You know how it is.
The one thing I would make a suggest for you to be on a roof, you walk on your fours, hands and your feet.
Yeah.
Don't walk.
Hands and your feet.
Yeah. Shoes and hands. Hands and knees.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Hands and knees.
I know what you're saying.
Feet.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
you're telling the guy to walk like an orangutan.
Well, I didn't mean it that way.
All right. Excellent.
I think being on your floor, that's good.
All right, Dad, that is it. You guys are the best. As always, I love you very much. Have a great rest of your day. I'm glad you escaped the COVID scare.
All right. Mutual feelings, honey, coming to you.
Yep. But
we will look forward in your conversation once a week for sure.
Okay. Well, you guys are the best. I'll talk to you soon. I love you.
I love you too, honey. Be
okay.
Cool.
All right.
Hug your wife for us.
You got it.
I love you.
Love you, Duke, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go. Dear Meathead from Baldwin Ace Hardware. Once again, we are blessed. Always a good time. All right, I'm going to get back to Joey's stupidity. We could do a bit. Joey's Hollywood's World of Sports Day in Stupid. Or Joey's dumb take of the day. We'll get back to Joey's dumb take of the day in a moment. But first, thank you again to my friends at My Policy Shop Insurance, Frank the Tank Fuss. Okay, it's the 7th of December. The 15th ends open enrollment. Now, there are special circumstances after the 15th that you can get insurance. But for those of you right now who are like, yeah, we got to get insurance for this family, the boss does not offer it, or I'm self-employed, or I just lost a job. You got to make this happen. Gone are the days when you utilize the COBRA thing. That's a scam anyway. Buy insurance on the marketplace. 616-914-4070, healthcare.gov, Obamacare. 616-914-4070. Frank Fuss will help you every step of the way. Getting your insurance secured, please mention my name when you talk to Frank. Thank you for the sponsor on Sponsor Crime with Jacob Bennett the other day, taking advantage from Bennett Flooring Installation. Self-employed. Thank you, Frank Fuss. And his services are free. Frank is free. He's also the Medicare Advantage Plan Social Security guru. He can help you with home insurance. He can help you with life insurance. If it's insurance, just reach out to Frank. You got a guy. It's Frank. Excuse me. I got a mortgage person. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke I almost said Porgage. I started to say Porgage. God. Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. An amazing group of people and a growing business, too. Expanding their footprint. You can, if you are anywhere in the U.S., you can take advantage of this. 231-332-6505. There are a few exceptions. South Carolina, Maine, Alaska, and Hawaii. But if you're looking for a refi, your first mortgage, your 10th mortgage, maybe you need some money out of your home in order to pay off a high-interest credit card bill without, you're then lowering your interest payment because the credit card is 25%, for God's sake. Do that. Reach out to Mario. Mention my name. 231-332-6505. Got TC Paintball. TCPaintballGR.com. Michigan's #1 rated paintball facility. They have it all. Fully stocked pro shop, outdoor play, indoor play. Excuse me. God, what is my problem? Indoor play. I think I need a break. All at TC Paintball. Whether it's workplace team building, you're getting together with family and friends, neighborhood kids, bros, bachelor party, bachelorette party, you name it. Do something different and fun at TC Paintball. Online at tcpaintballgr.com. Thank you to the Kent County Health Department. AccessKent.com/health. Information about the WIC program. Information about immunizations, vaccinations for your little ones that you can get for little or no cost. Special needs, not special needs like you're thinking. When I'm talking about that is special testing for any type of illness that you suspect maybe you need a test for, i.e. HIV. They can take care of you at the Kent County Health Department. All the information you need, accesskent.com/health. Okay, don't go anywhere. I got to go tinkle. I will be right back. The suggestion that this is listening to Joey's Hollywood World of Sports hot take on should wrestling be an Olympic sport has a vibe to it like, who are these podcasts? All right. Let us continue. Should wrestling be an Olympic sport?
Was there any flaws? Was there any mistakes during the match, or botches, as us pro wrestling fans like to call them?
Yeah, we're going to mark you down, Chris Jericho, for that botch. You're losing points.
You could base it off the storytelling and psychology.
We're going to award this medal because of its merits in storytelling. Pretty cool story there. You win a medal.
Did the match make sense? You
might as well have beat poetry then as an Olympic sport.
80s, 80s and 90s pro wrestling fans, did they work a body part? Like a lot of the old school wrestling, focused on.
I was going to give you a silver medal, but since you really worked the body part, we're going to up it to a gold.
Working on a specific part of the body, and the wrestler that was being hurt would sell it and make you think that that part of the body was actually hurt.
No one thought that. No one believed that.
So those are two different ways that you could judge it.
Those aren't ways. It's stupid. Come on.
Technique, psychology, in pro wrestling.
They should win a gold medal if it's the stupidest. So basically, it's the opposite. If you get a gold medal, it's the worst thing they've ever seen in their life, which is what wrestling is. It's always terrible. I mean, everybody knows. Anybody that watches wrestling is like, man, I really thought that was real. No one, come on now. No one's thinking that. They're just there to. Wrestling fans are only there to heckle. That's why they're there. They're not there because it's real or it's great. It's terrible acting. It's terrible dialogue. All that shit. It's the worst acting.
Wrestling, the fans are very much a key factor on if a match is great or it's bad. So you could even
So it's like open mic best comedian contest. If the crowd applauses more, they have a better chance for a medal.
If it was in front of an audience of a large group of people, you could base it off fan reaction. How good was the fan reaction and how much were they into the match? That's a possibility. So, I mean, yes, it seems weird. And some people say, well, pro wrestling being part of the Olympics would expose the business. Come on. The business has been being exposed for the last 40-something.
Okay, so we're 5 minutes into this. That means there's 8 more minutes. What else could you possibly say in 8 minutes about this? This should have been a 10-second thing. I think that wrestling should be in the Olympics, and it's because they would get their acting judged. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Years, ever since, the introduction of cable television and even into the internet age, it's already exposed. I mean, come on, kayfabe, it's going to expose the business. Because let me tell you, the business has been exposed. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody takes it for what it is.
All right.
Really, at this
I'm going to jump ahead. How does he wrap it up?
For bringing it into the spotlight as something to talk. And I would absolutely love to. It's a fun thing to talk about. And I would absolutely love to hear people's opinions about professional wrestling being a part of the Olympics. So, with that being said, this has been Hollywood Joe.
Well, wait a minute.
Hollywood's World of Sports.
Well, what do you think, though? All you've done is made an argument for it, but do you think it should be an Olympic sport?
But for now, it's a fun thing to do. So we'll see. Obviously, we're not even close to coming to that point of it ever happening. But for now, it's a fun thing to talk about.
All right, my only professional criticism, because the rest is just making fun of it because it's stupid. My only professional criticism is at some point, and I would suggest early on, you should start with wrestling should be or should not be an Olympic sport. You can't just take some other asshole's opinion, whether it's true or not, and just throw it out there. You got to fucking do something compelling. Like go out on a limb and say either no, it should not, and here's why, or yes, it should, and here's some great reasons why. As it is, it just sucks dick. So, I think maybe if you express yourself concerning that, you'd be better off. Rom says, Eric, see if you can get Joey on as a guest on your podcast. Why? We just beat him up. No, I love Joey. I love Joey. He's a great guy. Joey is my pal.
Hello?
So should it or should it not be an Olympic sport?
Absolutely not.
Well, then why did you make all those arguments for it?
Yeah, well, dude, I mean, I gotta find things to talk about. If I said talked about everything else everyone else talked about.
Well, you should have said Chris Jericho said this, and he's an idiot, and here's why. But what you did was Chris Jericho said it, and then you made all these points why it should be, and then you didn't say whether it should or it shouldn't.
I know. I probably should have stated that I don't think it should. I mean, you think that one's bad. There was one 2 years ago when the pandemic was going on.
Yeah.
I was stone-faced serious about it, but it was basically a rib, a complete joke.
Yeah.
And I talked about how Toronto didn't deserve a baseball or basketball team.
Oh, yeah.
Because they wouldn't let anybody in the country.
Oh, okay. So you were taking... Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I got crucified like you would not believe.
Yes.
I think that podcast did like almost 2,000 views.
You need more of that. That's what you need to do.
That's what I'm trying. So like I'm trying to do like the whole stone face. Okay, I'm gonna be serious.
Yes.
And actually make people think I'm serious.
Exactly. And then just lie. Make it up. Make it up and troll them and call people losers. I've been doing this for so long. That's exactly what you do. You just insult them. Say bad things about their family. Hopefully they have, if they have a disability, you got to make fun of that.
Yeah, I know. Dude, no.
And then you gotta say the N-word too.
No. Absolutely not. Yeah, I was getting a little worried about the judge thing last night.
Yeah, so after Heyman posted that, all the other outlets ran with it, and that's how I got a notification from ESPN. So he whoever that guy is, he turned the world upside down.
Yes, he did. Twitter was on fire last night.
And while he did it, he mistakenly referred to him as arson. He fat fingered it and wrote arson judge.
Oh God, yeah, you should see all the memes right now.
Oh, it's great.
Yes, it is. I about died laughing when I started seeing some of the memes last night.
Oh my God. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for sending me that. I'm glad you did. We had fun with it.
Oh yeah. And I honestly, that's all I try and do with it. Like I don't.
Well, I think you're on the right track, but all you need to do is pick a side. So if you started that out with should be an Olympic sport and then said, yes, it should, and here's why, and then planted your flag in that, as opposed to you doing your own version of Wikipedia.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. No.
All right. Okay, onward and upward. Thank you.
Hey, are you you got anything going on Saturday or no?
I don't know. I might have a hockey game.
Well, if you don't, IPW has their last show of the year.
Really? Where is it at? At Vanderbilt? Vanderbilt Cider?
Yep.
Okay, I will check, and if I go, I'll bring Stu.
Cool.
Okay, Joey.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Joey Williamson. You see him there. Hollywood's World of Sports. All right. Yeah, that guy, what an idiot. Arson Judge is going to the Giants, but I guess... Did you see Verlander signed with the Mets? So now you've got Verlander and Scherzer on the Mets. Verlander still plenty in the tank at age 40. Leaves the Astros, goes to the Mets. Yeah, that'll be it. Seems like the Tigers have a lot of great players that used to play on their team and now are great on other teams. Well, Verlander and Scherzer were great when they were with the Tigers. Why the fuck did you let them go? You got the makings of a Hall of Fame starting rotation. Holy shit. All right. There's a story that's been going around about some dad who was at Disneyland in Anaheim, California. And people on the monorail or the tram or whatever, they couldn't get to their cars because this guy had climbed to the top of the parking structure and thrown himself off of it and committed suicide. And so people are like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on here? And every image you see of the guy, everything's wonderful. Here he is. He won Administrator of the Year for the local school. I guess he's like a school superintendent or something like that. Here he is with his lovely wife. He's so happy. Here he is. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but he's there with the wife and the kids. This is where he jumped off the thing. That's not good. This is the school that he worked at. What the fuck could have possibly happened with this guy? 51 years old. All good. Well, he got into an argument with his wife. Okay? And I guess the argument was bad. And then at some point in the argument, the wife called the cops. And because of her calling the cops, he got hit with a child endangerment charge. Now, they haven't said what exactly took place in that fight. But what he did was he ended up getting in trouble with the cops. And so the boss, he's the principal actually of an elementary school. The boss of the school said, well, wait a minute now. Until this gets resolved, you're in trouble and you're on administrative leave. Now, this sounds like there's a few moving parts, some complexities to it, no doubt. Well, he goes to Facebook, leaves a suicide note, blames the wife for everything, and then kills himself because he thought he was going to get in trouble with the cops. And it's like, this isn't adding up here. You know, if there's something that goes on at home, but you didn't do anything, why is your go-to response to just throw it? But that's fucking crazy. You know, too often I sit here on this show and when I hear about people that kill themselves, I very often do I start to judge them with, what the fuck is wrong with you? How could you have done that? And I know people say to me time and time again, Eric, you cannot put yourself into these people's shoes. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's like, yes, I agree with you. I don't. How? What could be so bad that you get to a point in your career where you've got a lovely wife, 2 kids, great job, you're an educator, and suddenly something goes haywire and you kill yourself? The dude is he's got a connection to Disney. His dad is the longtime musical director of the park named Jim Christensen. He's the guy that wrote, I guess, It's a Small World After All or whatever. Who knows? Jumped to his death. And then to do that in such a public way, everything about suicide is so beyond fucked up. You know, I'm the type of person that if someone that was close to me killed themselves, I would be so goddamn mad at them for the insensitivity and what they would do and their unwillingness to get help. I don't accept it. I do not accept it. In a final post, he blamed his wife for letting her anger get the best of her and calling the cops, which put him in jail, which prompted him to be put on administrative leave from his job. Everybody loved this guy at the school. He had everything going for him. Jumps off the thing. All these people see him die. He's laying there dead on the ground. In a lengthy Facebook note, he wrote, I think it is safe to say that Marlena truly regrets making that call because the events of that night have completely unraveled both of our lives. All right, if I get in a fight with my wife and she calls the cops and I am arrested and charged with child endangerment, or the cops think that I was fucked up in that fight, so I deserve to be arrested, and I didn't do that, the truth will come out at some point, right? He continued, this is in his suicide note. I need you all to know that a gentle, kind, loving, and sincerely good man has been destroyed by one unfortunate night. This sounds like a narcissist to me, blaming everybody. Christensen also made a veiled jab at his wife, reiterating that people need to start treating each other better, and used her anger as a means to show his friends how rage can really have extremely damaging effects on a person's life. So basically, you're saying you were just sitting there minding your own business, you didn't do anything, and all of a sudden your life turned upside down. You had nothing to do with it. The principal says he was on the brink of losing his job because of the charges, which he cited as one reason for taking his own life. Oh, my God, come on. Christensen wrote on Facebook before his death, I hate when people leave this earth with so many unanswered questions, so I hope this provides some insight and perspective. In a lengthy post, he said he had never heard his wife or their daughters during the argument. Well, okay, great. Tell that to the cops. But he's blaming the legal system. The legal system would end up putting away an innocent man. It sounds really strange. I almost think I've heard this before, where someone, I don't know, God, where was it? I can't put my finger on it. Someone I know, time and again, blamed everybody else for their problems, and then the truth eventually came to light, and then it turns out that, what is that term again? Merriam-Webster has just made it the term of the year. Gaslighting. Weird. Unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, she and I got into a heated argument at home in front of the girls. Tempers were flared and strong words were exchanged between us, the man told his friends. However, never in this exchange did I hit, slap, or hurt Marlena in any manner. That means he did. Nor did I ever touch the girls. That means he did. I love the girls like my own. I guess they weren't his. And they know that, as does everyone else who truly loves me. I am on the brink of losing my job as I am out on administrative leave until my case is resolved. And then he killed himself. So here I am writing my final Facebook post to all of you. I need you all to know that a gentle, kind, loving, and sincerely good man has been destroyed by one unfortunate night. I call bullshit on all of this. It really is unfortunate. This is not me. This is not something that I ever thought would happen to me, he continued. He thanked his coworkers, said goodbye, wrote his suicide note. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't believe this for 1 second. Not a bit of this. Please remember me for all the good I brought to the world of education. Yeah. No thanks. I've been fooled in the past by scumbags like this. So until proven otherwise, in my opinion, you got out before everybody found out the worst. Sorry. That's the way it looks. Brandis says, liar. Cade says, agreed. Chris says, sounds familiar. Definitely a narcissistic asshole. Runner Girl says, suicide may seem selfish, but we can't imagine or understand what mental state they are in. They are not thinking rationally or that it's a selfish act because they are so lost in their mind. I have a friend that attempted suicide. Yeah, I guess so. And considering the fact that I thought this, at one point, I didn't plot my death. I just felt so bad when I lost my job at Free Beer and Hot Wings. That it just crossed my mind. But I didn't ever think that I had done anything wrong or I didn't ever do anything wrong and then thought that in order to get out of it, I should do that. It wasn't like that. I just for a second there thought that, well, my life is now over, when it wasn't, obviously. I learned a lot from that. I learned that it's not nearly as big of a deal as you're making it out to be. You're overreacting is what you're doing, and I've learned from that. So that's that. And who can you imagine over that shit show if I did? You kill yourself over a job, you asshole. Go get another job. Ryan writes, just a job, as they say. You're absolutely right. Ryan, did I see earlier? Did you reveal on the chat when I was talking about Joey's dumb wrestling take that you, in fact, did a podcast when you were younger with a former intern of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show? I saw that. And I believe that you want me to see that. Otherwise, you would not have put that out there. You write, oh, shit. I hope Eric doesn't find my old podcast. My co-host was someone that knew and hated him. Ha ha. Okay. All right. I will enlist show code, which is something that I don't often do. That's something that I will adopt here. If I'm going to sit here and talk about how I used to beat my meat to Kirstie Alley, as recent as a day before she died, too. No, that part's not true. You gotta let me know who was the intern, and then I need to get access to the podcast. Who was the intern? That I don't even remember all of them. So you're gonna have to reveal that information to me. Don't be shy. I can take it. I'm waiting your response. I'm actually pausing right now, waiting for you to. All you have to do is type a name, dick. Why am I waiting? You want me to just stare at the camera? What the fuck? You're slowing everything down. Ha ha, I will send it. You won't remember her, I think. Kayla is her name. What was the nickname? I don't have a nickname. And why? What in the world did I do? All right. That's thrilling. I love that. Asshole of the day in moments. Advertise on the Eric Zane Show podcast. Send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I'll tell you how it works. Get the flooring installed from Bennett Flooring Installation. They are the best. They'll come to your house, measure the room, let you know how much it's going to cost to put the hardwood, vinyl plank, tile, ceramic, whatever, carpet, different styles of carpet, down. Bennett Flooring Installation. Reach out. Jacob Bennett is just an absolute saint. I love this man so much. Reach out to him at 616-318-0167. Call him. Say, I heard you on the Eric Zane Show podcast. Get to my place and let me know. If you are in West Michigan, do that. 616-318-0167. The flooring I want you to install is from Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet. Now is the time to go buy. They're in renewal right now. I'm trying to get Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet to renew on the show. So go there, mention my name, and take advantage of the huge savings of the lowest price flooring in all of the state of Michigan. The Discount Outlet is right on Chicago Drive in Granville, Michigan, behind Little Caesars. They are the best. Mention my name, save an additional 10%. Sarah Honda Granville is where I want you to buy a car. Serra. Sarah Honda Granville.com. On Kennewa, just north of 44th. Pull in there, test drive a brand new vehicle today. You can't get it today unless if by just chance they have a couple on the lot. But usually the way it works is you have to order the car with everything you want on it. It's basically a custom-ordered car is how the industry is doing it. But if you want to drive out on a car today, drive out of the lot on a car today, in a car today, not on a car, in a car, you can take a look at Michigan's largest certified pre-owned inventory on the lot on the Sarah Honda Granville campus. All right. Last but not least, Bosco's Pub. Yes. Bosco'sPub.com, part of Terra Square. Go get a burger at Bosco's. I have no clue on the nickname. She just told me once that you were a dick and I was stupid for listening to you every day on BBL. Do you still know her? We got to get her on this show. What was the problem? Or did she think of me as a dick on the air? A lot of people thought of me as a dick on the air, but I would never treat anyone poorly off of the air. So she might be stupid and think that what happens on the air is like me. You know, me, the actual person. All right. Asshole of the day. Oh, shit. By the way, Ben and Eric tomorrow on the show. Oh, okay. I know who she is. I liked Kayla. She worked at WZZM. I haven't talked to her in years. I remember her. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Kyle. Described as dumb bitch who thinks Shark Week is racist. That is your asshole of the day, brought to you by TC Paintball. There you go. Love it so much. Thank you. Folks, that is going to do it for the Eric Zane Show podcast. That is my time. Patreon starts a little later on. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Till next time, thank you. Have a great day.
the holiday with gifts, decor, and more at Lowe's. Save on top DeWalt gifts this holiday, like the 20-volt Max brushless 2-tool drill kit. Was $229, now $149. And choose a DeWalt 20-volt Max brushless drill or impact driver kit. Both are $99 for a limited time. Browse online, then come join the holiday excitement in store. Start your holiday shopping now at Lowe's. Valid through 2/1/23.
This holiday, whether you're making a Kroger Simple Truth Turkey for 40 or a Murray's Baked Brie for 2, Kroger has fast, fresh delivery and free pickup, so you can make holiday meals that bring you all together to create memories that last. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Get more ways to save at the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.